This is Amira, Callie, and Zoe's Modern World History project. Reformed ancient government, all men welcome. Ancient Greece was the first place in the world to have an organized government. The way they ran the government changed over time, and philosophers such as Solon helped solidify the democracy. An assembly of citizens met weekly and voted on laws and rules that helped run the city-state. Citizens had to own property, which meant people had to be male to vote. Assemblies of people changed with no particular pattern, so pretty much anyone who was a citizen and lived near the capital got to vote. Direct democracy, Greek philosophers, legacy lives. After Greece set up a government and city-states, they went to war with Persia. Government was more important than ever. Philosophers like Socrates and Plato helped make government more equal to rich and poor people. They used reason to back their theories. In times of intense conflict, the people reserved the right to elect a leader, but only for a short period of time. Greece's unity as a country is part of what helped them to win the war. Written laws unified Rome in times of conflict. Unlike Greece, Rome had a republic, meaning that instead of voting on actual laws, citizens voted on candidates who then made decisions on laws, kind of like America. However, there were some laws that were written down, and Rome always governed with them, no matter what candidates were in power. The Roman Republic governed with three branches: executive, legislative, and judicial, like America. Rome had taken over a whole bunch of different countries, but they managed to keep peace by not enslaving them and having all laws protect them as well. Roman candidates ruled with written laws. Even though the leaders of the Republic changed, there are written laws that remain the same. They believed that laws should be based on reason and justice. Some laws were that all citizens should be treated equally, a person was considered innocent until proven guilty, and that if laws seemed grossly unreasonable or unfair, they could be changed. Rome also used written works such as the Code, the Institutes, and the Novella to govern. Rome worked because they still stayed unified even when it expanded. Medieval England reforms with Magna Carta. William, Duke of Normandy in France, invaded England in 1066. After the Anglo-Saxons, he claimed the throne. Henry II, a descendant of William, ruled from 1154 to 1189. To this day, he is known as one of the greatest statesmen of all, the 12th century. One of Henry's achievements was creating a jury system to help serve justice. An unbiased judge asked 12 men to answer questions about the case. The jury, or the 12 men, did not decide whether the defendant was innocent or guilty, like today's jury. This new system was known as common law. After Henry II died, his unlawful son, Richard, began to rule. He took the law into his own hands, raising taxes and starting wars. At this time, the Magna Carta was written. He made it so that the king could not rule however they wanted. Monarchy conflicts, Parliament overthrows the king. Parliament's power and authority to govern increased within the monarchy. In the early 1600s, King James became the first in a new line of monarchy. There were three sources of conflict between him and the people of England. During his reign, he was in conflict with religious reformers, the judicial system, and how much money monarchies should spend and control. Parliament negotiated with the next king, Charles I, for a set of new rights to the people in exchange for revenue in the monarchy. He later ignored this petition of right. Parliament then passed a law to reduce the monarch's power after he abused his authority. As a result, in 1642, the English Civil War began and ended with the Puritans' leader, Oliver Cromwell, taking control of the government and executed King Charles. Constitutionalized monarchy gave rulers limited power. Following the uprising and overthrowing of the monarchy, Cromwell took control of what he had called the Commonwealth of England. Cromwell ended up abusing his power like King Charles did and became a military dictator. Following this, the Parliament didn't want the military dictatorship to continue, so they restored the monarchy, but they retained the rights they had been fighting for. One of these rights was habeas corpus, which prevented people from being wrongfully accused of a crime. The Parliament continued to expand their authority by placing Mary and her husband William in power, kicking out a Catholic king that they did not want. This became known as the Glorious Revolution, and by doing this, they established a constitutional monarchy. The Parliament then established the Bill of Rights, which was accepted by William, and many which gave the people more rights and protections.